Hawa Mahal. This is the wind palace of Jaipur. The Jaipur king thought, how can I welcome that king? She married to the king of Delhi. That is why the king of Jaipur and the king of Delhi, they are into friendly relationship and they have never been into wars. You will find the architecture is also like the Muslim architecture and the Hindu architecture.
The wall goes all around.
This is quite the view you're going to walk into when you come in the entrance.
Wow. This is stunning.
I have never seen anything like this. It's quite interesting to actually interact with a region that may be connected to your own history that you really didn't have the opportunity to learn about in school or that your parents never taught you about, but also to really connect with this ancestry of mine here back in southern India as part of who I am. As always, if ever you're going to a World Heritage Site, you're guaranteed to see something spectacular. The Rajputs carry the name Singh, and also for all the Singhs out there, an interesting bit of the history that is connected to your name. Go and check it out, folks.
Good morning, everybody. Brian Singh here from Brian's Table, and I am in Jaipur, India, on the eastern part of Rajasthan, the capital city of Rajasthan, and also known as the Pink City. And today we're going to go and check out the renowned monuments of the city. So let's get on out with our adventure of the day. On my way out to meet the driver and my sisters, one of my little travel tips is when you are in a hotel and you're on the road, exercise is tough. Take the stairs up and down and you get a little extra workout in every day. Remember, just a little bit every day counts towards maintenance and keeping you on your health and fitness journey.
Morning, Sachin. Very good.
Little brother always sits in the back, doesn't he? Yeah. Certain things never change, no matter whatever, how old you get.
So my name is Pushpendra Singh Rathod. It's a long name, so it's better for you to can call me PSR. At Hawa Mahal, this is the wind palace of Jaipur. Why wind palace? Because it has more than 953 windows in it. Can you see small windows over here? These structures are called as lattice windows. Lattice windows has a very important purpose because when you stand inside the Hawa Mahal, you will feel a cool breeze of air is coming from outside because of 953 windows in it. So the person who is standing inside, they will be getting cooler air inside. And it has 5 floors. Just a small room inside because in those years, the ladies were not allowed to go outside. They wanted to see the outside world. The ladies complained to the king that we also want to see the outside world. That is why this Hawa Mahal was made.
Of course, I have to get a beauty shot with my sisters.
So Jai was the name of the king who founded this city. So right now we are into the old city which was founded by Jai Singh in 1727. Jaipur was the first planned city of India. So you will find an underground drainage system. You will find there's a shops on the left side, there's a shop on the right side. Why? Because he wanted Jaipur as a business city. That is why he started 36 industries in Jaipur in 1727. You will be amazed to know that all those industries are still at the major economy of Jaipur. This is not the pink color, this color is terracotta color. Actually in 1876, a British king came to Jaipur. The Jaipur king thought, how can I welcome that king? So he painted all the buildings with the different color, terracotta color. But a reporter came along with the prince. He couldn't find the word terracotta in his dictionary. So he thought, which is the nearest color to terracotta color? So he found out that, okay, pink is the nearest color. That is why, by mistakenly, we got the name Pink City. Otherwise, it would be
the terracotta
city. So when the king, Jai Singh Ji became the king of Jaipur, he was only 11 years old. The Amer Fort, which is even older than Jaipur. Amer Fort was founded in 1594. So the Amer Fort is built on mountains. That is why it is called as Mountain Fort. So Jaipur king and the king of Delhi, they are into marital alliance. There's the daughter of Jaipur, she married to the king of Delhi. That is why the king of Jaipur and the king of Delhi, they are into friendly relationship and they have never been into wars with each other. So in the Amer Fort, you will find the architecture is also like the Muslim architecture and the Hindu architecture because of the alliance. So this one on the right side, this is the Ambikeshwar Mahadev temple, which is one of the oldest temple of Jaipur, and from this temple the town derives the name. Ambikeshwar, from Ambikeshwar, the name of the town becomes Amer town, this one.
I may be in the food supply for the palace right there. This is stunning. The size of this complex is incredible. Extends all the way from out there. The wall goes all around and comes back here to the main palace fort. This is quite the view you're going to walk into when you come in the entrance. Check this out. Wow.
So this was the first courtyard of this Amer palace. And the name of the courtyard is Jaleb Chowk. Jaleb means, not jalebi, it's Jaleb. Jaleb means parade ground. So this was the parade ground of the personal bodyguard of the kings. Usually, whenever you go to different cities in Rajasthan, you will find different dynasties. And each dynasty, they have their own prime deity, a female goddess. So this one is the temple of the female goddess of the Jaipur king, of the king of Amer. And the name of the goddess is Sheela Mata. Sheela Mata. And it's a very old temple. The king who laid the foundation of this place, he made this temple, and he took the idol from a different city. He took the idol of that goddess and it placed over here.
Which city did it bring it from?
He's Bengal, which is in the eastern side of India. So usually, whenever you go to any temple, you have to offer some sweets to God. But here, you have to offer a liquor bottle. Yeah.
I was told I also have to take off my belt, and given all the equipment I have on me and having to take my shoes off, I'm going to pass on this one.
Hello, welcome.
And we're entering the hall of the public audience.
So, this one is the Amer town, and this fort is the Amer Fort. Amer derives the name from the temple Ambikeshwar Mahadev temple. This fort is built on 4 levels. Each level has a own courtyard and some gates. So that is why this is the level 1. Can you see 2 big gates over there? One gate from which we've entered, and the other one is this one. So the name of that gate is Chand Pole. Chand means moon, pole means a large gate. So this one is the moon gate, and in front of the moon gate you will find the sun gate. So this one is the entry point of the king, and this is the entrance of the common public. And this is the security wall, the wall on the mountain, which is covering the Amer Fort, all around the Amer Fort. The length of the wall is 12 kilometers. So this is level 1, and this is level 2. And the name of the hall is Diwan-e-Aam. Diwan-e-Aam means a hall for common audience. So this is the meeting ground between the king and the common public. So Taj Mahal marble and this marble, they are both built from the same material, marble. Even the mining of marble is coming from Makrana mines, which is in Rajasthan. The mines are also in Rajasthan. In the 17th century, the Mughal king were very strong. So they have not allowed anyone to use the marble structure anywhere in India. But the king of Jaipur and the king of Delhi, they are into friendly relationship. That is why they allowed the king of Jaipur to use a marble pillar over here. That is why you find the marble structure over here. And just, can you see this elephant over there? And this flower? Like this, on the pillars you will find elephants and lotus flower. These style of architecture is called as Hindu style of architecture. And on these design, these floral designs are called as Muslim style of architecture. So why on the same pillar you will find the Hindu architecture also and the Muslim? Because the Muslim king were very strong in those times. So you have to symbolize some art to them. That is why you will find a Muslim architecture in the form. This one is the red sandstone. This one is coming from the Aravalli Hills, the oldest mountain peaks of the world. Some people are standing behind the jali structure. In the Hawa Mahal also we have seen these jalis. These are called as lattice windows. So this is the ground, this is the small rooms where the ladies can stand. The ladies can stand over there and they can see the outside world. They also want to see the how the king deals with the common public. That is why the king made the windows so the ladies can stand behind and they can see the outside world without being noticed by the outsiders. And just below the windows, can you see these beautiful paintings? These paintings are 400 years old. Still, up to now, no restoration is done on the painting because these paintings are done with the vegetable colors. Vegetable colors, like the green color, is extracted from the green leaves, green vegetables. Blue from indigo flower, yellow from turmeric. So in that way, they extract the color and they have painted the color on the walls. And can you see the elephant god over there, Ganesha? So from this one, we will enter the private part of the palace, like level 1 for the personal bodyguard, level 2 for the common public, level 3 is for the queens, and level 4 for a different one. So 4 levels are there in this Amer Fort. Heating system of the Amer Fort. Actually, Jaipur is in that part of Rajasthan where in summers it is very hot. But in winters, it becomes very cold. So you need hot water in winter. That is why the king made a tank of water here and he placed a plate of copper on this side. So when the fire here gets ignited, the plate gets heated. When the plate gets heated, the water inside the tank gets heated. And just behind this tank, you will find the jacuzzis.
As civilizations progress, controlling water is always important. You guys know I have fixation with that. But as civilizations mature, then water becomes part of the luxury lifestyle. Let's go and take a look at this jacuzzi.
This one is the tank of hot water and this one is a tank of cold water. So the cold water is coming from this small opening, the hot water is coming from this opening, both the water mixed in the channel and water flows from this drain and, please follow me, and enters the private bathtub of the king.
It's quite fascinating that this has been quite an involved little jacuzzi here. The use of mixer taps back in that era, very ingenious.
So this window is specifically built for the queens. After taking the bath, the queen, they can stand here. Why? Because vitamin D is very important for calcium consumption. So king made the window for the ladies, so the ladies can stand there and they can take the sun bath, they can take the sunlight. Ma'am, this one is the saffron garden. So the king who laid the foundation of this fort, he thought I could cultivate saffron in Jaipur. So he bought the saffron from Kashmir. Kashmir is the coldest region of India. But the climate of Kashmir and climate of Jaipur is not compatible. So saffron couldn't get cultivated, but the name of the garden becomes Saffron Garden. And this is a small lake over there. The name of the lake is Maota Lake. This was the prime water resource of the Amer Fort. So in those times, there were 2 years, there was no monsoon. So the water in this lake was depleting and the population of this small town was increasing. That is the reason why the king thought that I have to make a new city. That is why Jaipur was founded here. It's called as Sattais Kachari, the 27 offices under the king. So the king, he had 27 offices under him. And this one square means one office. And an administrator of the one office would be sitting over here.
The other thing too about that, the saffron there, it's another little insight into how your food got here. A lot of the saffron that originally came from Kashmir, and they tried to propagate it because they liked this cuisine so much. So you have to think about the challenges of getting some of these ingredients. They're trying to devise these things for many years to actually control the access to them.
These are the fresco paintings, the natural paintings painted with the vegetable colors. You can imagine still no restoration is done on the frescoes. Still the colors are intact. So it means vegetable colors are very strong. You can imagine the paintings are so beautiful. This one is a unique art of this Amer Fort. I'll show you one more painting on the top. Can you see the painting on top? Over there. But right now you're just watching the half of it. I'll show you the full painting. Please come over here. You have to remove your glasses. So when you look from this angle, you will see the reflection, the shining of the gold color. This is not the gold color, this is real gold painting. Jaipur is known for their jewelry designing, the gold designers, and also known for the gemstone cutting and polishing. So this is the real gold, and these different colors are from the different gemstone cutting and polishing. This one and this one. It's like the gold on the top. A unique art of again Amer Fort. So now we are into level 3, the private level of the Amer Fort. And this palace is called as the Mirror Palace of Amer Fort. So again, the queen, she complained to the king that this is not fair. We are not allowed to go outside. Even we are not allowed to sleep under sky at night. So king said, don't worry, I'll make a mirror palace for you. In that mirror palace, he ordered his architect that you have to make a mirror palace in such a way that if I blow 50 candles on the floor, they will glitter all the mirrors. And my queen feels that she is sleeping under sky in night. So this is the largest mirror palace of India. And if you can see, iron hooks on the top. The king used to cover this place with curtains. So because all these mirrors are convex mirrors, so because of that, there's a reflection of light and heat. And because of that, this place becomes warm. And that is why this is also the winter palace of the king. The king used to stay here in winters, and king used to stay over there in the summers. Like we have seen the hall for common audience, there's another hall here which is a hall for private audience. So inside the mirror palace, you will find a special hall which is only for the private audience. So when the king wants to meet his special friends, he will meet inside the hall.
It's interesting finding about how the queens and the concubines live, because it's a trade-off. You have a much better quality of life and you're treated royally, but you are effectively locked into the palace and under the guise of the king. It's quite something. But it spoke to the choices that women have had over the centuries. And it's interesting to see how these things work.
Can you see the reflection of the light? Wow. So this much of light can glitter this much of mirrors. Imagine 50 candles can do wonders inside the hall. Right? And this one is again just a special hall for the special people. So when the king wants to meet the special kings or special friends, he will meet here. A hall for private audience. Diware Khas. Khas means special.
The work on this is just incredible. The detail, but the ceiling, that is incredible. You got to give it to the Rajputs and this king. He thought about Instagram how many centuries ago? No, but this is stunning. I've never seen anything like this. And the inlaid mirror work and the reflection and the vibrancy of this design is unbelievable. It's always good to trim the bush.
So this is where the ladies, they can come here and they can see the outside world without being noticed by the outsiders. So see, right now the people from outside can see that somebody is standing over here. But when the king used to cover this place with curtains, then it becomes dark and nobody from outside can see who's standing behind. That is why this is called as the virtual meeting ground for the ladies. The ladies can stand there and they can see the meeting between the king and the common public. Now, this window is specifically built for the king. So when the king used to enter the private palaces, the ladies, they come here and they used to shower the flowers on the king in order to make him happy.
Another view of that beautiful garden.
So this is the fort built for the military. That is why this is the military fort of Jaipur, called as Jagat Fort. And can you see some flag on the top over there?
Yeah.
How many flags do you see? One or two?
I can see one.
Actually, this is the title of the king. The title of the king is Savai. I told you in the car.
Yeah.
Sawa means 1 1/4.
Seeing two actually.
Yeah, exactly. The two flags are there. So that's symbolizing the title of the king of Jaipur.
Oh, I see.
Because
This is the second one now.
we still have a king of Jaipur.
Oh.
Yes,
Okay.
he's from the same bloodline. So whenever the one flag is for the quarter, one flag, and the small flag it represents the quarter flag. So that represents the title Sawa over there.
So what kind of jurisdiction does he have?
He
What
don't
type
have
of
he
power?
don't have any powers. It's just by namesake he's just the king of Jaipur. So whenever he's present in Jaipur, the small flag will be hoisted. But when the small flag is not there, that means the king of Jaipur is not outside Jaipur.
In residence.
So by simply looking at the small flag, you can tell the presence of the king.
Yeah, like Buckingham Palace.
Yeah,
King's
exactly.
there, it's-
Exactly the same. And this one is the old town of the Amer. Amer was a town, small town. This is the old town of this, this one. So from 1594 till 1727, all the kings were living over here. After 1727, the king shifted the capital from Amer to Jaipur. And before 1594, all the kings were living in the small towns over there. So this one is the front side of the Amer Fort. You can see the Maota Lake, and this one is the saffron garden over there again, the same one. And that one was one of the temples over there. I'll show you that. This one. Please watchful. This was a temple. Right now it is closed because some restoration is being done over here. So the
How many
queen
temples that they have?
here in Jaipur there are more than 400 temples. When Jaipur was originally made, there were 400 temples in Jaipur. Only the old city. Means you will find a temple beneath a tree. So that was the winter palace of this fort, and this one is the summer palace of the fort. Why summer palace? Because the king, he made a chamber. On the chamber, he made a tank of water. So from that water tank, he made a narrow passage, so the water can go down. Cascaded window. On the window, there is a channel for water. So when the water falls on the window, air and water combine. From that combination, the cool air is created inside the hall. And from this part also, the king used to cover this place with special curtains called as khas curtains. Because of that, and the servant used to sprinkle water over here. So because of that, the hot air is again converted into the cold air. So this door is made from sandalwood. And can you see the white marking over here? These are the ivory teeth of the elephant. And the design of the door is the exact replica of the garden. It's like the map of the garden is on the door. So all the doors on this level were made according to that. So now we are into level 4, the last level of the Amer Fort. But timeline wise, this is level 1. Why? Because the foundation of the fort was laid here. That means this level was made first, then the previous level was made first, after that, and then the levels were made. That is why it almost took 137 years to build this fort. So the name of this level was Man Singh Palaces. And Man Singh Ji, he had 12 wives. That is why he made 12 apartments for the 12 wives. And from his apartment, he also made a secret passage. So from his apartment, he can enter the secret passage and he can go to any of his queen without being noticed by the other queens. So this one is the apartment of the Maharani. Maharani is the first one. So in Rajasthan, the first wife will become the Maharani, the main queen. Because the son of the Maharani will become the next king of the dynasty. That is why Maharani has a special position in the dynasty. And that is why Maharani, the king, he has given a special thing to the Maharani, a private bathtub. Bathtub. Other than that, all the architecture here are alike. I'll show you the more apartment. Please follow me. So you can imagine the architecture here is the oldest one. Because this was the first level which was made first. You'll find 1, 2nd and 3rd. 3 apartments on this side, 3 over there, 3 on that side, and 3 over here. So 12 apartments for the 12 queens. And the king's apartment is on the top, the white one. So he can enter the narrow channel and he can enter the secret passage and he can go to any of his queen without being noticed by the other queens. And this place is called as Baradari, a meeting hall for the 12 queens. So whenever there's a festival, all 12 queens were allowed to socialize. And do you know, in those years, the communication also happens in a different way. Because the Maharani is the head of the administration. Suppose the queen number 9, she has some problem. So she will tell the problem to her dasi, to her servant, female servant. A female servant will go to the main queen servant. And the main queen servant will tell the problem to the Maharani. And then the Maharani will solve the problem. In that way they communicate with each other. So right now, we are also in one of the apartments of the queen. And you will find these kinds of stairs in every apartment. So the king used to climb these stairs and he will enter the secret passage. So the king are allowed to climb, the ladies were not allowed to climb over there in those years. But you have to be careful because the stairs are quite steep here. Yes, this was the secret passage. No, it's not. We are going from the other way. These are ramps, easy to climb, easy to go down.
Okay, I'll come.
Okay, you'll come from this side. Okay. You can also come from this side. Right now we are walking on the footsteps of the king.
In the not so secret passageway. When I first came to India in 1991, I did not come to Amer Fort. It was not easily accessible, even though I did come to Jaipur, because there were not many formal tours and the site was not as well maintained as this. So we were actively discouraged not to waste any time and really focus on just the city palace in Jaipur and head on out. But looking at what Jaipur has become, there's just so much more here to be enjoyed and to also witness to the magnificent history of the region.
This one is the king's apartment. Here also you will find these kind of iron hooks. So in the summertime, he used to cover this place with the same kind of curtain, khas curtain. And the people used to sprinkle water on the curtains. In that way the curtain becomes wet and the hot air is converted into the cool air. At the time of winters, same curtains but no water. Inside, candles. Can you see the arches over here? These are the Hindu style arches. And when you see such arches, the peak ones over here, downside. These are the Muslim ones.
It is quite interesting to actually interact with a region that may be connected to your own history that you really didn't have the opportunity to learn about in school or that your parents never taught you about, but also to really connect with this ancestry of mine here back in southern India as part of who I am.
So now, we are done with the Amer Fort. Now we'll quickly go down and we'll go to the next one.
This is the last section of the fort. We've done all 4 levels and we're heading down now. As always, if ever you're going to a World Heritage Site, you're guaranteed to see something spectacular or to experience something spectacular.
Yes.
Because some of these are not necessarily all about architecture. It's about the mix of cultural significance. But the color of the fort, the story of how it was a contributing force to Jaipur, but also the detail learning that they got from being here in what they've taken forward to Jaipur, in taking forward the idea of city planning. It's fascinating.
He is the current king of Jaipur. Yeah, he's 23 years old. His name is Padmanabh Singh. Before him, he was the king of Jaipur. So he don't have any son. He only has one daughter. She adopted her daughter's son. So whenever there's an emergency in the fort, the queen have a safe passage. They can go into the tunnel and they can directly go to the military fort. And the military of the military fort can directly come to the Amer Fort quickly. That is why this tunnel was made.
And there you go, we're wrapping up here. It's quite the structure. And unique history and what it contributed to the history of Rajasthan and also the establishment of what has become the capital of Rajasthan. I hope that if you do make it out here, come out and check it out. It's magnificent and it also gives you a lovely snapshot into a unique culture that the Rajputs carried the name Singh, and also for all the Singhs out there, an interesting bit of the history that is connected to your name. Go and check it out, folks. Taste the world here, Amer Fort.